guess. I never pulled that up. All right, well, we're back again to another podcast. This will be official number 2 podcast. We've done previous ones, testing. I don't know if you guys might have been on or not, but this is our second official podcast session. And today, we still have some more haunted history, haunted stories for you for today. I got a few stories that I can think off the top of my head. Historically accurate timeline. I do not know that for sure, but I'll do my best. I tried searching for the stories, but I couldn't find them online. So I had to do super hard digging, which I didn't really do. Probably should have, but
it's alright. We do research while we do it. That's how we uncover the truth. That's how we uncover any conspiracy. We get down to the truth, and we don't do that here today. So currently, you wanna start your story, I guess. Is it your personal story while I try to look up the location?
The one I remember?
Yeah. Because that one's pretty interesting. I like that one. Is that what it's called? So, you want to give a little background?
About what? What you're showing right now? Well, go for it.
No, by the alley.
Okay, so the story he wants me to tell is once again another story regarding Valdez Alley, downtown Ventura. And years back, I was reading this book that had to do with like haunted areas and haunted stories regarding Ventura, and stories that went back to like the 1800s and on. And up on that alley, there's a little water fountain where Native Americans and what are you doing? Hold on, we're having some technical difficulties.
No, I'm just looking at the pictures.
I know, but everyone's showing it. Here.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess he's showing you pictures of Valdez Alley.
Just
wasn't exactly sure what you were doing there, buddy, so that's why I was like, what's happening? Native American girl went up to fetch water, was followed by some sailors or passerbyers. Ventura, the pier of Ventura was where they would load and unload shipments of goods that were being brought to the city, to the town. And so unfortunately these two men had really bad intentions and ended sexually abusing and violating this young Native American girl to the point where she was basically dead. They ended up gouging her eyes out so she couldn't find her way back down the alley and make it back to her family, to her tribe, to her people. And at the bottom of the alley, there's a lamp post right on the sidewalk. She was able to make it down from the fountain area to the edge of the sidewalk, and that's where she ended up passing away. So yeah, that's the lamp post right there, right where that family and that kid was. She passed away there, And for years, locals going up and down that street would always say that they would see an apparition of a Native American woman with her eyes gouged, just standing there at that lamppost. Um, a lot of people complained about it so much, and because it's right next door to the Ventura church, the Ventura San Buenaventura mission, they obviously decided to do something in her honor, and because the natives were they were supposed to be looked at by them, so in a way of feeling bad for what happened to her, they went and blessed the alley so that they can put her spirit to rest. And I think it was sometime maybe in the 50s or 60s when they ended up doing that, like exorcism. It was like an exorcism ritual type thing that they had to do in that alley for her soul to rest, so that she would no longer be appearing at the bottom of the sidewalk at that lamppost. And that was one of the stories that I read in that book regarding Ventura haunted areas. Valdez Alley, pretty weird spot, man. It's just weird vibes, weird feelings every time walking through it. It just gives you like just a creepy feeling in that whole area.
I've actually been down this alley, and there actually used to be a table right here. We took it off. I'm actually surprised that we even found pictures of the alley. I didn't think there'd be that many. But actually walking up and down those steps, pretty creepy feeling.
Go back up really quick. I think you going right there. Go down. Go to the mural down below that park. Right there. Yeah, click that one. So this mural right here. This mural got painted a couple years back, and it's a mural depicting Chinese immigrants or Chinese locals, and it's showing them living their regular daily life, getting a haircut, working, eating,
Chinese?
washing their clothes. Yeah, these are Chinese people. This is a Chinese mural.
Dude, I walked past this thing so many times I've never actually even looked at it. I thought it was natives. I just from a glance. But yeah. Was there a community here? A whole community?
There was, and this alley was actually Chinatown. And the reason why this mural got painted was also because during the 1800s, after the Chinese were helping install the railroads down here, one night a group of locals, white men, gathered up and boarded all of the all of the Chinese people in their homes and lit the whole place on fire. And a lot of Chinese people died, unfortunately, in the fire. I don't know exactly if they did it out of spite or they did it after the railroads were done, and they just didn't want them there no more, so they decided to light them on fire and kill them. Yeah, look at here. This is the water filtration area. This is a little water fountain where that Native American lady, girl, and a bunch of other people of the time would go and get their water, get their drinking water, get their cleaning water. And that's the spot of the unfortunate event.
Still a beautiful sight, though. I'm not gonna lie. If you're looking towards the beach, it's a nice view.
Yeah, it's a nice view with a sad history. It's
Where all the teenagers go and smoke weed.
It used to be. I don't think they really go up there no more. I think it got taken over by all the homeless people and drug addicts. I'm pretty sure they're gonna close down that pathway and alleyway pretty soon. If I'm not mistaken, the path from the avenue. Have you ever taken the path starting at the avenue, right behind the bus stop, across the street from Burger King?
Across the street from Burger King.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
on Avenue.
I'm not sure that I have.
So there was two ways to access Valdez Alley. One way was from downtown Main Street, and the other entrance side, well, I guess three sides. The other side would be on the Avenue side, and then the third side would be at the top, where they both technically meet and head up to.
Okay, so I just know about the two. I just know about the one on Main Street where that lamppost was, and the one up top on Polite. Right? Yeah, okay. I don't know about the other one. I've never been the other way.
Yeah, there was another way from the Avenue side that you walk up these long
through the apartments,
stairs. It's behind the apartments.
Oh.
It's on the back side of the apartments.
Oh, you know what? I think I might have seen it right in front of that little.
It's by that bus stop, right behind. I think it's like
in between where like there's that little psychic place.
Yeah,
in between the apartments. Okay. Yeah, they're in on it.
Yeah, they what's happening?
What are you doing?
Trying to activate that. I guess not. Oh man. Who? Can you go to the Twitch thing? Click on it. Okay. You got anything to say?
No. I say, what's next? What else? I know you had a few on your list.
What it is? What about your story
For me, it was the mission. I know that there's a lot of stories. I mean, you want to talk about local stories? I mean, I looked some up. There's a few out there. There's like Scary Dairy, Camarillo. Here, we'll like skim through them. The only reason was because when I looked them up, I wasn't like super interested. Like, didn't really catch my full attention. Like I know it's haunted. I think I've done.
Go back to the chatty page. Once you find it, go back, switch over again. That way they don't just see you skimming through all the stuff. Tell them about Scary Dairy since you brought it up.
No, you threw me off. That's why.
I don't know what you're writing.
Just what do you know about Scary Dairy?
You're not writing it again. Why don't you know how to type?
Yeah, I don't know. Not my having a brain fart right now. Go ahead.
Scary Dairy, from what I know, that's not the actual fucking name. That's just the name that they came up with afterwards. But it was insane asylum, the hospital for people with mental issues, people with violent crimes that instead of going to jail would be sent to this location to do their time. They were just sick in the head. So some of the crazy people. This is where all the crazy people were at, and they were there for a long time. And yeah, as any other insane asylum and place as this, a lot of crazy in experiments. They did a lot of weird stuff to these people, trying to figure out ways to cure them.
They were killing people, and patients were killing patients. There was nurses killing patients. They were overcrowded, I believe, from the hospital, and so they just threw them into this asylum where they were just overcrowded. Then it became a dairy farm, or was that before?
No, after it became, it was a dairy farm for a long time where they processed the raw milk.
And now it sits behind the university, local university, CSCCI.
A few of its buildings are from the original grounds of the insane asylum. And also, fun fact, look for the well at Seaside. No. WELL. So this is a well, an old water well as well, where people would have to go and get their water from. Yeah, enlarge that picture right there. Yeah, that well. So this well, not a lot of people really are familiar with this well, but it's a very famous well. Would you kind of remember it?
I've never been here.
Okay.
I've never done the hike.
No?
No.
Okay.
I know there's a little hike.
Yeah, there's a little hike to go to it, but everyone that has seen the movie The Ring, this is where the chick.
Scary movie.
That's where this is the well that the chick comes out from. This is where they supposedly dumped her body, and she comes out of the well, and it comes out of the TV. So this well behind that the school was put in the movie for The Ring, and it's a pretty famous spot. A lot of people go up there and take the hike and take pictures at that well.
Yeah, I've never heard of that one.
Really? Yeah, that's cool. I didn't even know about that either.
When'd you find out about that?
I forget who told me. One of my friends probably told me.
I found out
Have you been to that school though?
Yeah, I did a tour in high school. That's when they told us about that they had like the haunted, the haunted area, I guess, and even that school haunted, you know.
Yeah,
since it used to be an old hospital.
The whole grounds, yeah.
Yeah, that there's still, you know, people have ghost stories.
I think they had a crematory there too, and a bunch of people just got cremated because they didn't have any families to come in and get their bodies and claim their bodies and stuff. So the state would just pay the institution to cremate them. So they literally just cremated a lot of people out there.
There's also this one's pretty kind of popular.
Oh yeah, that.
This is the Glen Tavern Inn in Santa Paula. There's been a few murders there.
It's been in a few ghost haunted TV shows.
Yeah, they even have a little museum inside. Bro, even just having this dude, Charlie Chaplin. Is creepy.
One of America's historical movie film characters.
Silent film, right?
Yeah.
I wonder what that was like. That must have been peak for people then. It's like they don't even know what comedy is now.
I don't.
It's way better now, but they wouldn't even know it.
If we went back and we tried watching the film how they played film back then, I don't think we would enjoy it as much because the way we watch film now is like nothing compared to how when it first started, you know. So
Right.
the audio to the audios and the video quality would there's no in sync, you know. They're playing at separate, so the audio's always either like a little bit ahead or a little bit behind, just because they have to play the audio over the image.
You know, it's nice that they invented EVPs also.
Oh yeah, you can get those off Amazon
Catching.
and just go out on your own and see if you.
I mean, how accurate could it possibly be?
Well, it's accurate to an extent. That's why they investigate the area that they're in to see if there's any
Because it's what
interference from frequencies from light.
frequency waves,
Yeah,
right?
it's just
That's what it
frequencies. So
measures.
as long as you're in an area where it's completely dead of power and nothing can give off its frequency, then it should be pretty accurate. Because there would be nothing to be able to turn the device on.
So here's another one that I'm looking up right now. There's Los Olivos, I believe.
Olivos Adobe.
Yeah. So I heard this one's pretty haunted also. Down between, what is that, Telegraph and
Adobe
I guess,
Road.
yeah.
Olivos Road.
I guess it's Olivos, right? Oh, I mean, it's Olivos and Victoria. I guess people wouldn't really know.
What do you got to say about this place?
I think murders have occurred here. I think that was another one. I just kind of glazed through it real quick. But I think this one had a couple murders. Didn't really catch my attention, but it's just some local lore.
The Olivas family was it was actually the most richest Hispanic family of its time back then, and they owned all of that land, all of everything from Olivos Adobe, all the way to the golf course into Oxnard.
Oh, really?
That all of that was their land, but throughout time the city sold their land off, and for a long time, uh, what is now the golf course was just an old swamp area, and it was a huge spot for duck migration. So I think it was the mayor of the city of Ventura who ended up buying part of the land and ended up converting part of the swampland into a whole duck hunting ground. And he would take politician friends and stuff like that, and they go out duck hunting. And then later on in life, once that got all sold off, I'm pretty sure it's what the golf course is now. But at the time, they were one of the richest Hispanic families in Ventura. I think it was like 16 of them. The mom, the dad, and just fucking crazy amount of children. But I mean, that's how many kids you had back then, because majority of your kids, let's say you had 10 kids, 5 of the kids would most likely die by the time they were like 16 years old, just because diseases, infections, uh, birth, even during birth, like there were just so many complications. So really anybody that even made it to their 20 years of life was like beyond lucky to make it that far. So that's why people had just gang of kids, and they had a lot of kids, and a lot of their kids died from sicknesses and died um, injuries and stuff because they lived on a farm as well. That's a huge farm that they lived on, and they had a lot of helping hands. People that lived on the farm with them were uh, converted Native Americans were that had left their culture behind and started living the new world like white people wanted them to, and the Catholic Church wanted them to. That's who did the whole conversion out here. The Catholic Church.
The Catholic Church was ruthless, right? Killed a lot of
You converted or you died.
Native
That was
Americans.
basically how any Catholic or Christian or Muslim or any other religion, when it came to converting the people into their religion, it's you converted or you died.
Yeah, I know. The the one that got my attention the most was the one of the church, of course, and that had to do with the father Junipero
Mm-hmm.
when he was basically traveling throughout Southern California back in what the
1700s.
late 1700s, and he was building a lot of churches throughout the way and converting along the way, and just like you said, either convert or die.
Yep. And Father Junipero is the monk or the priest of his time who established the major church missions up the coast of California. So he established the very first Catholic churches in the state of California, and then from there a bunch of new ones were made and stuff. But the original grounds where the Spaniards landed and basically lived all around were these churches.
The church that he founded was, or our local church is the San Buenaventura Mission, and we have a pretty personal relationship with that place. You know, we spent a lot of time there in our youth. Even I have seen some questionable things,
I've definitely seen shadows walking around church grounds.
and
I've heard things.
and this one definitely piques my interest the most because I've experienced the most there. You know,
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
Definitely seen that either like there's that priest that people there's a priest that's seen who's supposed to be headless. I've never seen him headless. I just saw the shadow, a black shadow, and then like a priest, you know, with the black robe, wearing a hood, you know, wasn't headless, and then just gone. You know, the next second, he was down to, he was, this is late at night, probably like after youth group, and you know the side door to the main church, and how you go down the hallway to the right to get into where the priests change, where the priest gets changed, and you know the helpers, they get dressed also, that little room right there.
Mm-hmm.
So outside that door, it's just like a little light hanging over, and it crosses under, and then you go up the stairs. So I saw that shadow right underneath that light. So it's like a little hallway that connects from the priest's home to the church, and it's under a little hallway, and that priest was standing under that little light. And I was by myself, you know, I was walking down to the main street, you know, to get a ride home. And
Yeah.
I saw that and turned back around, he was gone.
Interesting.
That was one experience. I've had others. Here's a little website I found, haunted places. Under ghost stories, and here's what I probably saw. A ghostly monk is said to appear wandering through the chapel on grounds. Some reports the monk will only appear to Catholics.
Can you make that a little bit bigger? Zoom. Click on the three dots. Yeah, see if we can zoom a little bit. There we go, because I can't read that far.
I guess I can read this real quick. Mission San Buenaventura was founded on Easter Sunday in 1782 by Father Junipero Serra, the last mission founded by the famous monk. The current chapel was built between 1793 and 1809 after the previous church was destroyed by a fire. In 1893, the interior of the church was remodeled and updated to a more contemporary style. After all the killing, just kidding, I threw that in there, and the original artwork and murals were painted over, I wonder why, it was restored to a more traditional mission style in 1957. It still operates as a parish church to this day. All that remains of the mission are the chapel and a small garden. Also on the site is a Catholic school and a small museum and a gift shop. It is on National Register of Historic Places and is a California historic landmark. And I have seen...
Yeah, right next to the church, what they're talking about when it says museum gift shop, it's not actually a museum. It's it's Ventura's very first hotel inn, and it was a hostel. It was this little crazy hotel hostel where you would go and check in and spend a day, 2 nights or whatever it is, and then go on your way. And it's right next to the church.
This is the church here.
Yeah, that's the Ventura.
This is the front side that you see from Main
Church.
Street. This is the old school.
Yeah, that whole left side, that's the old Catholic school. There's a chapel right there. That's the inside of the chapel.
This is the chapel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if we can get a side view. You know, I've seen this picture before, and I always wondered if it was actually like that, you know, because that's all gone, and I feel like there isn't really any remnants of that. Maybe this part, right? Maybe this
just
part
just the one corner for that little store right there.
Yeah, I don't know if we'll see anymore.
Yeah, we're just in a little town in Southern California, and it's got a lot of history for how small the town really is. You see, this is the courtyard right there to the church, and
so this is that little.
that's a little walkway.
Down.
That's the door to the chapel through
door.
the side. It's midways of the building. That's
This
the
is
front end.
the middle of that garden from where that other picture was taken. So this is the priest's
that's the
living quarters.
Living quarters right there.
To the left is the chapel. So there's this little gap right here, the little hallway. That's where I saw that shadow. Let's see, maybe right here. Yeah. Right behind this tree. You know, it looks so beautiful now. Before they didn't really have the whole garden set up.
Yeah,
it really changed a lot.
They didn't have flowers like this before.
And it was definitely more ominous. I found that fountain countless times.
Yeah, it was definitely a creepy area just to be around, and just to be at night. It was just weird.
That was a weird model, huh?
Yeah, it's one of the first.
So I've also seen in the newer school, I guess behind the church.
Yeah.
I guess lights turn on in the middle of the night. Not middle of the night, but late at night, probably like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock when nobody's supposed to be there. At the same time, like after youth group during the weekday.
I've been up there when I would see the lights turn off and on, and then I've been up there.
You know, even my dad has said he's seen lights turn on and off. He's a custodian there.
I would hear the bathroom door open and close, and it's heavy and loud, so you'd be able to hear it because of the hallway. It just creates like this echo when the door is opening and closing, and we would hear like the door opening and closing, and we would go and check. There was no one there.
Remember this thing?
Yeah.
What was that? It was like a.
It was a storage place. I don't know if it was actually a storage place or if it was a house.
Yes, I can't speak to that.
But right where the little crib was, like right across, like right in front, was actual burial ground where the very first priest.
Oh, on this side, right?
Yeah, where the very first priest
of
of the church got buried. So this whole background in the back, everything in the back. So
this is that school. This is that school that I said that where
they got built.
There'd be lights flashing at night, and pretty clear.
Can you find a picture of the side parking lot to that?
Yeah, it was pretty hard to find that.
Put San Buenaventura Mission School ground. Mission school. So, before that whole new part of the school got added, the kids would be on the side parking lot, and would be their playground. Before that parking lot became
parking
lot,
on the other side.
Yeah, on the left. Before that parking lot became.
So
yeah, it would be a little bit more to the left from that. So that'd be the original school, the Catholic school, and then on the left of that was a parking lot.
Yeah, so this is the old school, and then on this left, on the far
little sliver.
Right.
Yeah, right there's a parking lot, but that parking lot before it was a parking lot, that was the cemetery where the Native Americans were buried.
Oh, you're right.
So
it borders it, doesn't it?
No, they yeah, it's on top. They dug bodies out before they turned it into a parking lot, and not all the bodies were found. So a lot of Native American bones and people were still left back there, left underground.
Yeah, there's not much on that side. I don't even think that one's it. Yeah, well, we definitely spent a lot of time here.
Yeah, we did.
Definitely a creepy place after dark for me. I did not like being there after dark. I just always felt like I had eyes on me. Like there was always somebody watching me for some reason. And just like in a creepy way. Oh, here's
Oh, there it is.
Is that a priest?
Yeah, that's a priest that got.
Here rest the Reverend Fathers. So a couple dead priests.
Yeah. I think it's like 2.
Well then. I know the Ventura City Hall is pretty haunted.
The Ventura City Hall was the Ventura City Jail.
It was the old courthouse and jail, right?
Yeah.
Old courthouse and jail.
And it burned down. There was a fire in it. Inmates died, and they turned it into City Hall. And for a long time, the fire department in Ventura would get calls in the middle of the night from City Hall claiming that there was a fire, and the fire department would rush out to City Hall to put it out, only to get there and there'd be no fire. There was no one around. There was no one in the building, so they don't know who would call, and they would get these calls frequently, a lot, regarding a fire happening at the courthouse.
Let's see.
So that's another little old creepy story. Yeah, the city hall, dude, is it's insane inside. Like it's full. All the walls in the city hall is just granite. These huge slabs of like 6 feet wide by like 8 feet tall slabs of granite. From the bottom to the top of the wall is just full granite. The ground is granite too. The ground is straight granite. Like the whole inside interior is granite.
Well,
Like,
it's definitely redone a couple times, right? I know they had a couple murals painted over and over. What's currently on it?
Yeah, I believe some of the stuff they had back in the day was a little bit on the racist side. So I had to cover it up. Which reminds me, can you go and look for the boat from Marina Park?
Which boat?
The little ship in the sand.
The one with that little rope?
With the
let's see what comes up. This one?
yeah. So this is a little replica ship that they have at this park down by the harbor, and there was a zip line from one end, probably like 25 yards down the sand. You would be able to zip line, and it was there for years.
They took it off? It's not there no more?
No, because some kid got hurt.
Oh, look, there it is.
Some kid got hurt and complained, and they ended up removing the zip line. So I don't know if you can read the back of the ship.
Right here?
Yeah. It's
There's that zip line. Looks perfectly safe to me.
yeah. Well, that ship was one of the very last slave ships that went up the coast over here.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of wanted to see what was up with that, like why they had it, and
it looks too small though to be a slave ship.
It's not a real. The real ship was huge.
Like a little replica.
Yeah, but they didn't want to call it a slave ship. They called it a trade ship. It was a merchant ship. But when I looked deeper into the story, that the ship was used as a transported slaves.
And where can we find that?
You need to know the name of the back of the ship to be able to find it. That's why I was wondering if you can see a clear image with the name behind, because I forgot the actual name of the ship.
Let's see if we can find it.
I don't think that's. It's not aiming at the back of the ship, though. It's not even see it. Negative, Charlie. Go back. You have to go on Google. YouTube's not gonna give you that.
Trying to just find
Go up.
find a website or something with some info.
Go up to the search bar. Marina Park replica boat or replica ship.
Yeah, so I don't really know much about that. Is it supposed to be haunted?
No, it was a slave ship.
Oh. How do we get here?
It's exactly? I don't know.
You're the one that referred to it.
Yeah, but you brought something up about Marina Park, I think.
No, I didn't.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I was talking about the courthouse. We were talking about the courthouse, City Hall. You brought up Marina Park.
Something happened where Marina Park got brought up, and I got
You
interested
brought
in
it
letting
up.
everybody know that everyone as a child that played on that zip line and that ship, we all played. We were all playing on merchant slave ship. Pretty interesting. Um, I think we've reached our talking point for today. I think we didn't really research as much as we thought we did, or our research topics became really shorter than what we thought it would be, and I'm thinking we'd have a lot more to talk in detail about it. But the stuff that we wanted to look for, the the stories that we knew, we could not no longer find those same stories trying to look for them online.
Honestly, I looked it up. I just wasn't really finding anything interesting, like, super cool. There was a couple of murders, but those are murders, it's there's nothing crazy really happened in our city. I would say, other than the fires, but like anything to
There's a
cause
lot of crazy
anything,
stuff happened.
something haunted,
Did you know that
I
Ventura
mean,
had a serial killer? That's something to look for. There was a serial killer down at the hobo jungle.
Tell me more. Tell me more. Enlighten me on this. See, I love hearing about this stuff. I didn't even know about this. Serial killer.
All these things, you gotta research.
Well, you bringing out this stuff last second.
Well, that'd be something to look forward. If you can find the story regarding a serial killer in Ventura that would kill homeless people down at the river bottom. Um, how about the flood? We had a flood out here in Ventura. That's also pretty something to talk about. A lot of the houses down by the beach, down by the river bottom, got taken. That whole trailer park, that whole little RV park right there, all those trailers right there got taken out into the beach. Um, the earthquake. There's a huge earthquake that happened back in like the 1800s. Almost destroyed the church that we were talking about today. There was a huge crack. I don't know if they fixed it, but there was a huge crack at the very entrance of the church, and they left that there as a memoir to remember the earthquake that it went through and how it almost got knocked down, but it didn't. Ventura's scary lore also has its very own headless horseman that would be seen down Main Street.
I've never seen that one.
These are stories that I read a long time ago, but
why am I just now hearing about all this?
When I wanted to research, like find them all over again online, like it was so hard. Like they're deep in the web that you really gotta just dig dig through fucking pages to find these.
Are these just ghost stories just from from the locals? Just people telling people. Or is this written down somewhere?
There was a book that was written regarding all of the ghost spots in Ventura and all the ghost lores. And then during that time, it was just a lot of stories that were easily found online regarding Ventura's history, haunted history and stuff. We have the California Hotel. That's a fucking creepy ass haunted hotel too, right downtown. I'm pretty sure there was a few murders there. Yeah, our downtown for sure is haunted.
Yeah, just local buildings.
That's not even all in Ventura though. This is in Ventura County.
Even the Walmart.
The Walmart. Scary Dairy. Well, Walmart. I don't know, but
I'm gonna gotta investigate the theater. I did see the theater. their own Toby-like ghost.
They used to do crazy seances.
Even the high school supposedly has a ghost in the auditorium, the Ventura High School.
The theater.
In the theater, they have a Toby.
He fell off the catwalk, or he hung himself off the catwalk. I can't remember exactly what the story is, but he either jumped off the catwalk or he hung himself from the catwalk during the school play.
Savage.
Yeah.
Oh, during the school play.
Alright, man. Well, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying around and listening to some random ghost stories, our local legends, local myths, stuff that no one would ever really know, and taking a look at it and researching just because.
Yeah, we'll do the research. I guess we'll do the research better on this. I guess on local lore. I kind of want to know more about these last minute ghost stories that you're telling me about.
I'll see what I can
Gotta
do
find
to
that
find
book.
them.
Gotta find that book.
Yeah, that was a very popular book that was being sold in a lot of stores downtown. I have to find it. But thank you for tuning in. Thank you for coming. This is a Modern Day Odyssey podcast. Here, there, we'll be back.
Peace out, everybody.